Hi friends, I'm Victoria. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. It's Friday, it's the start of a new reading vlog, and I'm so excited because we're doing our annual camping trip to Turquoise Lake in Colorado. We do this pretty much every year. We love it. And yeah, I'm gonna bring you along for the ride. It's gonna be like a cozy, spooky start, kickoff to fall kind of thing. The high this weekend is going to be like 65 in the mountains. It's going to be a little bit chilly, also a little bit gloomy. It's supposed to rain a little bit. And I think it's just going to be the perfect time to read some books and update you all and bring you along and just kind of kick off the fall feels. I have quite a few books that I'm so excited about for this one. I have one that's just like a cozy juvenile fiction. I have one that's like a middle grade spooky horror cryptid creature book. And then I have like a legit adult horror that is a new release. And I'm so excited about this reading vlog. So I'm so excited to go camping, sit at the lake, and have just a nice, relaxing time. It's gonna be me, Drew, and our dog Jasper. And Jasper really loves to go camping. I am on my lunch break right now. I started work a little bit early today so that I could get off a bit early, and Drew is doing the same. So we can leave hopefully before the traffic gets bad. And it's also the second time we're like taking Drew's electric car to the mountains. We drove it to Breckenridge last weekend. It did great, but we were able to like charge it throughout, you know, the weekend. There were plenty like places just where we parked that had chargers, so that was easy. And this is the first time where we'll be like isolated, not super isolated, like we can find a charger if we need to, like go into town. But yeah, we're curious to see how it goes. Got like the electric Ford F-150. It's actually really cool, and I'm excited to like camp in a truck and to be able to just put everything in the back and it be easy peasy. Okay, let's talk about the books that I have on deck. The first one is just a cozy juvenile little mystery. It's actually the third book in the Sinister Summer series by Kiersten White. I read the first book in July and absolutely freaking loved it. It was just so cute and fun. And they like say that this series is kind of like a mix between Scooby-Doo and a series of unfortunate events, and it totally is. It's just like the perfect amount of cute and creepy, and I love it so much. So I did skip the second book. I don't believe it matters if you go in order. They're just all their own little mysteries. The one I'm going to read is the third in the series, and it's called Camp Creepy. This group of kids find themselves at a mysterious summer camp, Camp Creek. There are lake games and happy counselors, and there's even a tie-dye cabin. It's all very ... normal. But if Theo and Alexander know one thing, it's that normal doesn't always mean good. When everyone around her starts acting strange, Theo wonders if maybe the fumes from the tie-dye cabin are seeping into their brains, and she resolves to investigate what's really going on at Camp Creek. So it just sounds cute, fun, easy, and mindless, and I love that. Also, all these books definitely bring on like little creepiness to it. I like Tim Burton-esque, and I love that so much. So I'm really excited about this one. Next is a middle grade spooky creepy book, and that is It Came from the Trees by Ali Russell. I also believe this is a new release. This sounds so fun, and it says the legend of Bigfoot gets a bone-chilling update in a scary story about a young girl and her scout troop who are willing to brave the woods to find her missing friend when no one else will. I am really excited about this. I don't know, there's something about this that sounds really intriguing to me. I have never read a book about Bigfoot. I feel like reading a Bigfoot book that's a middle grade just sounds perfect. But yeah, it's just gonna be fun to have like a cryptid creature story. I feel like I don't read enough of those, so super stoked about that. And the final book that is adult horror, I'm so excited. It's a new release by Josh Winning, and that is Heads Will Roll. I mean, how could I not read this book? Like, look at this cover. It's a slasher. It says that Willow's worst nightmare was being canceled. I love the name Willow, by the way. But the shadows in the woods of Camp Castaway might destroy more than her reputation. After sitcom star Willow tweets herself into infamy and stumbles blind drunk into a swimming pool, her agent ships her off to Camp Castaway, nestled deep in upstate New York. Love it. Castaway is a summer camp for adults who are desperate to leave their mistakes behind. No real names, no phones, no way to call for help. It says that the peaceful vibe is shattered when one of the campers vanishes and Willow finds a mutilated doll in her room with a threatening message rolled up inside its mouth. Terror grips the group. Campers begin to lose their heads, literally, and disturbing past deeds come to light. Is Willow about to get canceled all over again? This time for good. A campy camp horror slasher? Yes. right up my alley. I cannot wait for this. It sounds so much fun. So yeah, I'm 100% reading all of these in this vlog and I just can't wait. Like I said, I'm on my lunch break now. I need to take Jasper on a little walk, take him outside, and then I have to run by the store because our campsite this year, they're like working on the water lines or something. So there's no running water at the campsite, which is fine. Like typically they don't have running water. It's like they have like a little, typically it's just like a little spout where you can like fill up your water bottle, you know, or like your jug of water. So that's no big deal. They don't have like real toilets or anything. Like it is real camping. But yeah, we've never had to bring our own water while camping before just to last through the weekend. So I don't know how much to get. I think I'm just gonna get a few, like, I don't know, a few jugs of water. I don't know. We'll see. And if not, if we don't have enough, we can always go into town. It's like 10 minutes from the town of Leadville. So yeah, got to do that and then finish working. I have to water my plants because I totally forgot to do that this week. I don't know how it slipped my mind. I'm literally surrounded by plants. How do you forget to water them? I mean, it's okay. It's been like 10 days, so they're fine. But, so yeah, got to water my plants. Can't forget to do that. And yeah, then I'll finish getting everything packed before Drew gets home from work, and then we can just load up the truck and be ready to run. So I will update you once I read some of It Came From the Trees. I'm gonna start it when I take Jasper for a walk, and I might listen to it too while I go pick up the water just at the grocery store. But yeah, I'm hoping to like actually listen along and read the physical book tonight while we're in front of the campfire. It just sounds so cozy. It's later in the afternoon now. I have got done packing. I went to the store, I walked Jasper, took a quick shower, and I'm all ready to go. Drew's starting to pack up the truck, moving the camping stuff from the garage to his truck. So I'm gonna give you an update real quick on It Came From the Trees. And I wanna say I'm loving it. I think this is so good so far. And I'm really liking the pacing. We start out with like a Bigfoot sighting right off the bat. Our main character, she and her best friend Reese, they both decided that they really wanted to do this like Girl Scout camp. And they go, and they're honestly treated pretty horribly. The camp counselor is racist and just not good to those two girls. And all the other girls are kind of bullies too. So not good. And they're really excited to get home, and their like camping trip is coming to an end. But then our main character, she sees something in the woods, and she was like, that's strange, what was that? And she was like, well, it's not a bear, it had hands. So she's like, what is this? And that's like immediate, like that's within the first like 5% of the book. And then her friend Reese gets taken out of their tent at night by this creature. And her main character, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, I think it's Jenna, I'm sorry, but she is trying to figure out what happened to her friend. People aren't believing her, basically. They are twisting her words and like saying that she was taken by a monster. The cops have now just basically said that she's run away. And our main character's family, she has a really nice grandpa who, when he was younger, he also like encountered something in the woods, and one of his friends disappeared. So she does have someone that believes her. He hasn't like mentioned Bigfoot or anything. He's just like kind of really been there for her, and she like begs to go to this other Girl Scout camp. They're by two different companies, so it's like a different counselor, so that's good, or scout guide. And she begs and begs, she basically lies, and she's like, I want to be close, I want to feel like I'm close to her, I miss her. And they both loved camping. That's what they would do. They love to be outside, do outdoor stuff and camping. So her mom relents, and she's like, okay, that's fine, you can go. Because she really does believe that her friend ran away. So our main character, she's like, I'm gonna go to this other camp. It's 10 miles from where her friend was taken and where they camped before. And she's like planning, how can I track my friend down? And she's also like researched a lot online about sightings of a creature in this area. She's prepared to go camping again to try to find her friend. So I really like the pacing because we have a Bigfoot taking her friend right off the bat. And then we have like a little bit of the interim before she goes to this next camp, but we've been in this next camp for a bit. I'm pretty far in, I'm like halfway in. It's a short book, and this camp, the people are much better. They're way nicer, you know, they're girls, so they all have like their things, but everyone's pretty supportive, and I'm actually feeling really fond of these characters. I really enjoy our main character, and it's just like she's trying to like sneak away and do these things and kind of put clues around. so that her friend might see them and come back home. And no one else knows except for the camp counselor that like she was on that other camp where the girl disappeared. And they keep going further into the woods. It's like they hike a bit, then they camp for the night, then they hike a little bit further, then they camp for the night, and then they'll, you know, come back around, or it'll be a loop or something. And so far there have been a few spooky scenes where there's some sort of creature, something is happening, they're seeing these huge like marks on trees and stuff like that. So the atmosphere is great, honestly. They're in Massachusetts, so they're like camping in the Northeast, which I love that too. So setting great. We're definitely getting the camp feels. You know, we have scenes with s'mores, we have stuff about setting up a tent, they're hiking through the woods with their backpacks. I just keep envisioning Troop Beverly Hills. I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorite movies. It's so funny. Like growing up, I looked up to that camp counselor so much. I was like, she is so cool. I want to be like that when I grow up. If you've never watched it, definitely watch Troop Beverly Hills. It's so good. But yeah, so far that's really where I am. They're hiking, they're camping. She's trying to leave clues or like find clues from her friend, and there's something lurking around them. So I'm really excited about it. And our main character is really smart. She knows a lot about nature and camping, and I really like her. So far, great writing, great story. We're getting like little creepy bits, and I'm loving that. So I have no complaints, really. It's better than I even anticipated so far. So yeah, good times. I'm gonna go finish getting everything downstairs, and we're gonna head out. Next you'll see me, I'll be in the mountains and hopefully have a campfire. Hi friends, we made it to Leadville. We're picking up Taco Bell for dinner tonight just so that we don't have to worry about cooking, because we have about an hour-ish until the sun goes down. So we're gonna pick up Taco Bell, go set up, and then eat our Taco Bell. If it's cold, it's fine, but we just want to get set up before the sun goes down. But easy drive. I didn't read at all. We listened to a few episodes of Stuff You Should Know. We almost always listen to Stuff You Should Know when we go on a little road trip or anything. They just opened a Taco Bell here, so we're like, perfect. We're gonna get some bean burritos with no cheese, you know, the huge, and some Cinnamon Twist, and have some dinner and get all set up. But I just want to give you an update. Jasper's excited. He said, where did Dad go? He's inside the store. Say hi, Jasper. Yeah, isn't he pretty? Okay, I'll update y'all later. All right, it is the next morning. I'm a little puffy, but I did finish the book last night around 10:30ish. I finished it in the tent, and then I went to sleep. Honestly, we slept really well. Sorry, you could probably hear like people cutting wood and stuff outside, making breakfast. There are a few families around us. Slept really well. Jasper woke me up at like 3. I think he heard a squirrel or something, and he really wanted to go outside the tent. So just in case, I was like, I'll take him outside to pee, and I had to pee anyway, so it worked out. And then we both slept till 9 a.m. and I think that's the latest we've ever slept while camping, so A+ for that. It's chilly outside for sure. I think the low at night is like in the 40s, like low 40s. I think it was like 43 last night or something, but we have some good like below freezing sleeping bags, and yeah, it was nice. And Jasper caught in my little mummy sleeping bag with me at one point, but then he was like, it's too hot, and he got out. But he has his own sleeping bag too. There's also something about like your body being warm, but then you can have like your head out or put your arms out and them getting like cool. It's so comfortable. But anyway, let's talk about the book. I loved this book. Like, I'm considering giving it 5 stars. I think it's so good. I thought the characters were fantastic. I loved these girls in this book. They're young, but they're so smart, and the decisions that they made throughout, I was like, oh my gosh, these girls are like little geniuses. Sorry, you can definitely hear kids running around. I just felt like all of the decisions that were made so much sense and were logical, and you wouldn't know that like kids were like, it made sense for kids, but still it's like they were making smart decisions, and it felt like realistic in what they might do. Also, like, the troop leader of this new troop, really enjoyed her. She really cares about her troop, and we do end up getting some scenes with Bigfoot that are quite spooky for like a middle grade book, and it really brought the atmosphere. You're getting camping, you're getting like the woods, and oh no, what are we gonna do next? They're like really in kind of like dire circumstances, and they all just like work together really well to try to solve the problem and to survive. And it really gets to the point where they're like, we're trying to survive the night because this creature is going to come back. And I just loved it so much. And I also really loved all of the adults in here. I think they really handled our characters well, and listened to them and believed in them. There's also like a bit of mixed media throughout, because we have like little booklets about how to survive, and we have like interviews with the cops that are like typed out, and I really liked how it threw in like those little mixed media snippets. We also get some insight into the previous camp counselor that sucked, and something happened with her in the original investigation that really pissed me off, and I'm glad that we got that snippet. But yeah, overall, such a good book, really great for like a spooky cryptid creature feature, and I can't recommend it enough. I loved it. I think the representation was really good, and the ending was good, and yeah, I just loved how it all went down. So just wanted to give you that update, and I will update y'all later. It's 2:30 in the afternoon now. We spent a little bit of time at the lake. We had breakfast, we had lunch. We just had Impossible sausage for breakfast. We brought stuff for pancakes, but we didn't feel like making pancakes, so we just had some Impossible sausage and coffee, and then we had some Uncrustables and veggies and dip for lunch, and some popcorn, and we just been hanging out. It did start to rain, so we put up our little pop-up tent to chill out while it rained, and it's stopped now. It might rain a little bit more later though, so we shall see. It did get quite a bit chillier. I got my gloves on, but I am pretty far into Camp Creek. I believe that's what the name of it is, and I am liking it. It's cute. We have a pretty good mystery here. At first I was kind of unsure about it, but we do start with the same characters, and I do kind of wish I would have read the second book before this. I don't think it really matters, but they do kind of go into what happened in the first and the second book and how they ended up here at this camp, but they are going after the same like bad guy from the first book, so it looks like there's just a continuation with this bad guy. So it just seems like maybe every book they are chasing after this bad guy, and there's some books that are important to their family, and there's like a larger tie-in overall, but we haven't really gotten that far yet. I'm sure it'll take a few more books to really understand what all is going on. They believe this bad guy has brought them to this camp. One of the kids, his name is Alexander. He's super like germophobic, very scared of many things, and like camping is kind of his worst nightmare. But they get to this camp and everything seems very perfect. They're like, every kid should have like the best summer ever, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like overly enthusiastic about everything, like unnaturally so. It's like the camp of toxic positivity. Like every single person there is like talking in exclamation points, like every sentence ends in an exclamation point. And quickly our main characters are suspicious about what is going on here. Like everything seems so normal and just so good that they're like, why did the bad guy bring us here? And it definitely seems like there's some sort of like brainwashing culty thing going on. And a few new characters have been brought in. I also just love the idea of like all these kids are like so excited about everything, and they're like, we're gonna play all the sports, teamwork, we're gonna eat all the cereal, it's the best summer ever. It's like obviously like something's going on with them to make them be this way. And we have this bad lady that seems to be over the camp, but it also seems similar to the first book where you're like, is something, who's actually over this camp, and has something gone wrong? Like and I do feel like a lot of these kids' parents are involved in some way, to where it's like our main characters, like their parents, it didn't really say where they had to go, but they just had to leave, and they left their kids with their aunt. And it seems like we keep meeting other kids where this has happened, where their parents just like disappear. So I think that goes into the larger story. But overall, pretty funny. There is a scene where they're in like this tie-dye cabin where like everyone goes and does tie-dye, and it's almost like a trippy kind of scene that I really liked. It's totally different than the first book, where everything here is like happy-go-lucky, peaceful, fun. And then the first book, it was like this water park was literally like a goth water park. And I am kind of missing that. I did really love just like the spooky dark atmosphere at the water park, and I'm kind of sad we're not getting like a goth camp. And now we're kind of like worried if all these kids are gonna like get sucked in and brainwashed, or if some of the siblings are gonna pull through and be able to solve the mystery of what is actually going on and save these kids from this like culty camp. It's pretty funny. I'm over 50% in, so I will let you know what I think about it once I'm done. I'm hoping to finish that soon, and then I can start the actual really spooky horror book. So yeah, I'll update y'all later. I made the world's most perfectly golden marshmallow. Hi everybody, my hair's a mess. It's Sunday morning. We had a slow morning. We took some coffee to the lake and just sat and drank our coffee. I read a little bit, but I wanted to give you an update. After I updated you yesterday, we went on another walk. We went back to the lake and just walked along the lake because the weather cleared up and it was actually quite warm. So we did that, then came back, started a fire, grilled some vegan hot dogs over the fire, had some dinner. Then we had a little bit of time before we went to this like ranger educational thing. But we had like an hour before that. So I edited a video, and then I did finish Camp Creepy before that. I called it Camp Creek in the video yesterday, but it's Camp Creepy. The camp that they go to is named Camp Creek. So there's that. But so it wasn't totally wrong, but mostly. Yeah, I edited a video for like an hour, and then we went to this park ranger thing where they just go over the history of all the people that these campgrounds are named after, and there are a lot of like Colorado mining people, so that was fun. And that was like 7 to 8. Then we came back, started another fire, and did marshmallows and stuff. I started reading Heads Will Roll, and it's so good. I'm really loving it. We got into bed and I kept reading, and I got like 50%-ish into the book. So let's talk about Camp Creepy. I did end up liking it more than I thought I was from the last update. There is a bit of a twist, and it ends up going into like a well-rounded kind of area with all the books, not just this one book. So I thought that was cool. I will say, like I said yesterday, I missed the like spooky goth creepy atmosphere. Like I wish that the camp was like this, but it's all like fun, sunshine, rainbows, tie-dye, which is fine. But I did miss that. But we do get camp. They're doing all the camp things. They're swimming, and they're doing rope swings into the water, and they're doing tie-dye and campfire stories and s'mores, and you know, the whole thing. So you do get that. And then where it goes, I did really like the ending, so I'm happy about it. I didn't love it as much as the first book that I read. It wasn't as plot driven as like the first book I felt like to me, and it felt more like juvenile fiction, which it is, but yeah, it didn't stand out to me as much, like the plot in this one, as the original book that I read. So I am going to keep reading this series. I think it's fun and easy and cozy, so I will definitely keep reading it. But there's my thoughts there. I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. Good, not great, but I still had a good time with it. And now let's talk about Heads Will Roll. This is so good. We have this girl who's an actress, and she plays this character in a sitcom called Willow, and Willow's very like fun-loving, quirky, and our main character has kind of like lost herself to this character. Like pretty much everyone just envisions her as this character. She really loves horror and like dark stuff, but she feels like she can't even talk about those things. And even her fiance seems to have thought he was like marrying Willow and not her. But we start out where she's heading to this camp, this like retreat thing, and she has been canceled. She tweeted something. We still don't know. I'm 50% in, and we still don't know what she said. And I'm trying to catch the light, and we still don't know what she tweeted about. But essentially her fiance has left her, the wedding's off, the show got canceled, she doesn't have a job anymore, and she with the contract, she had to pay back a lot of her money that she was expected to make from this show, because it did end up getting canceled because of her. And basically the last bit of her money she used on this retreat, and it seems to be like a retreat where everyone that has something that they're going through, like getting canceled or maybe done something bad, and they need to just like cut off and be away from the world, they go here. And she's really excited about it, and it really sounds like a perfect kind of getaway. And they take your phones, they lock them up, and you're just like with all these people, and you stay for 14 days. Now within all this, before she gets there, we keep hearing there's like a mixed media aspect of it that I'm loving, where we're getting like little snippets of evidence, and you know, we start off with these text messages that she's getting from this person, like saying, I'm going to kill you, how dare you say this, and like some threatening, violent messages. And we get to this camp, everything seems fine and dandy. They're doing like yoga, and like they have like couples therapy and family dinners and things like that. Like there's this campfire story where they're talking about this urban legend of this lady named Nancy who lost her head. She was a witch in the area, and she got tracked down by the preacher, and she lost her head, and that she haunts these grounds. And it seems kind of like maybe there really is something supernatural going on here, and I kind of hope it is, but it might be just like a slasher murder or two, I don't know. But we do have people that start getting picked off. It starts happening pretty early on. Like when she gets there, the first day she's there, they have one of the people at the retreat, it's their last day, so they're leaving, and when they leave, they get their head chopped off. And the scenes are actually pretty good. I'm liking those scenes a lot. And we're kind of wondering what's going on with this camp. Is the camp leader, do they know something that's going on? And we have people that end up going missing, and our main character is really starting to investigate and trying to figure out what is happening here, because something seems off. And I'm really loving it. It's really fast paced. I like the characters a lot. We also are having like a sapphic romance going on, which I love, and overall all these characters are really good. So loving the story, loving the setting, and yeah, no complaints. So I can't wait to see where it goes next. I'm like halfway through, so I'm very curious to see if this knock knock Nancy lady is real or not. But we are putting everything away now, about to take down the tent and head out. We're gonna go get breakfast at a vegan restaurant that we love here in Leadville, and then head back home. But goodbye, campground. Alrighty, it's 4 p.m. on Sunday. We just got home, got all of our stuff put away from camping, and Drew's in the shower. I'm gonna get in the shower after him. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I haven't read anymore. We listened to some more Jasper. I haven't read any more since the last update. We listened to some Stuff You Should Know episodes on the way back from the mountains, and yeah, the restaurant that we love in Leadville that is vegan got sold to new ownership, and sadly it is sadly no longer vegan, like at all. Not a single vegan option we could have, so that was a bummer. But we did end up seeing another new restaurant that was like a little coffee shop with breakfast food, and then at night they turn into like a cocktail bar with bar food, and it was called Before and After, and I was like, that's so cute. Actually really cute inside. But they had vegan breakfast burritos, a pistachio latte, so all was not lost. We still had a nice little breakfast. And yeah, now we're back home. Just want to give a quick update, but once Drew gets out of the shower, I'm going to shower. Then I will probably sit and either watch some YouTube videos, edit, or read some more. We shall see. But I will update y'all once I have read some more of Heads Will Roll. It's Monday morning, a little update. You know, Monday, my early work day, I have a meeting at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. stand up on Mondays. So it's 10:30, I'm on my lunch break, and I get off at 3 p.m. on Mondays, which, you know, at 6:45 in the morning, when I wake up to join that meeting, I'm miserable. I will say, I hate it. Sorry, you can hear Jasper, he's scratching himself. But you can hear thump, 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 thumper. But then, you know, at 3 p.m., when 3 p.m. rolls around and I'm off work, I'm like, wow, that sure is nice. And, you know, I really wish that I was more of a morning person, but I'm just not. But I usually do work like 8 to 4 most days. Will do that instead. Most of the people that I work with are on Eastern time, so everyone works like 9 to 5 Eastern time, but I'm Mountain time, so it's like a little wonky, but they are cool with me really signing on anytime between 7 and 9 and just working like my regular hours, but I usually do 8 to 4, except for on Mondays. So last night, we just hung out. I watched some YouTube videos because I had no service at all this past weekend. I was serviceless. I like literally could not even load the weather on my phone. Like Drew had service, his was fine. He has AT&T and I have Verizon, but I had no service, which is, it's okay. Like, it was nice to disconnect, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and be like, I didn't miss having service. I did. So, but I got a lot of reading done, and I would have spent most of it reading anyway, but I had uploaded a video on Friday that like went live Friday afternoon, and I hadn't seen like if I had any comments or like what was going on, like if something had gone wrong or anything, so I was like worried about that. And also, like, I don't want to leave y'all hanging. Like, I want to respond to you all. And Saturday, when we went on one of our walks, I had like 5 minutes where I had like 2 bars. So I responded to like the couple of comments I had, and then and posted a couple Instagram stories, and then I was all good. I had my 5 minutes of service. I survived it. And then I edited a video, and then I read like 25% more of Heads Will Roll, and I'm still really freaking loving this book. I will say that there was one kind of, I don't know if twist is the right word, but like surprise that was kind of cheesy, which was fine. I didn't see it coming, so I was like, okay, that's good. There is a shift that happens like at the 60% point, and we are basically just like action from this point on. It's like surviving the night, lots going down at this camp, and things just keep constantly happening, and I am loving that. Like, there is not a dull moment here. We have a lot of stuff going on, and like just spooky, gruesome different scenes, and I'm really liking it. I'm so curious where this is gonna go, because we are kind of getting little snippets of more information and about this camp and like what's going on, but I'm just so excited to see how it ends up. I'm definitely gonna finish it today. I don't have a workout class booked today. I think I might go on a walk. It's actually pretty gloomy. It's still like hot. It's like 80 degrees here, but it's super cloudy, which you might be able to tell, but super duper cloudy. I'm hoping it doesn't storm. I definitely want to go on a walk and hopefully finish the book, but I will update you once I've read a little bit more or have done anything interesting. Oh, also we do this like thing, well, Drew got it for me for Christmas last year, where it's like it's a monthly subscription from Bradford Exchange, where they send like Harry Potter buildings and stuff, like a little Christmas village basically. That's all Harry Potter, and when you get one every month, and we just got one in the mail this weekend. It's so cute. It's Hagrid's hut. It's so cute. You ever seen anything cuter than that? I was so excited about it, and it also comes with a little Hagrid, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. And you put batteries in and it does light up. We just leave them out all year round, even though it's like technically a Christmas village, but you know, whatever. And then, though I am planning on decorating for Halloween this weekend, so I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but maybe put them upstairs. But it came with a little Hagrid. He's got his little lantern. I love him. So I think that might be my favorite one we've gotten so far. Well, other than Hogwarts. We got Hogwarts. That's one of the earlier ones that you get. So good. There's Remy just climbing around. And yeah, so we have quite a few.
Hi, Mr. Furry Dog. You're so cute. Hi.
All right, y'all. So I am on my walk. I got off work. On my lunch break, I did read quite a bit more of the book, and then I just now finished it on my walk here. It's hot. I'm like struggling a little bit. I thought, well, it was gloomy earlier today, and I was like, even though it's like 80s, it's super cloudy. Well, the clouds, they went away, and you know, you can't be too sad about the sunshine, I guess. but man, it's way hotter than I anticipated. So on my way to the park, on my little walk to the park, I stopped by Black Rock Coffee and got a sparkling Italian soda with peach in it. I love this stuff. And also, you know, we don't do Starbucks here. We're pro-Palestine here, so I love a Black Rock Coffee. If you have one near you, you should definitely give it a go. They have so many good, just like fun, creative drinks, and yeah, really tasty. My little reward for going on a walk in the hot heat. It's so good. I love peach flavored stuff. But yeah, between reading at lunch and then walking here to the park, I finished the book. I will have to say that I didn't love the last bit as much as I wanted to. Like the last quarter of it, I was like, it was good. There's not a scenario where I'm like, I didn't enjoy this book, because I thoroughly did enjoy it. I think it's a great slasher, super fun, one of the best slashers I've read this year probably. And I mean, I haven't read all that many, but this year, but I really enjoyed it. What ends up happening, and when everything comes out, it's a bit cliche. I was really hoping for something special, because I was just loving this book so much, and it was pretty much perfect up until the 50% point, and even like the next quarter up until 75%. I was like, this is great, this is super action packed, I'm loving it. And we still keep on with the action throughout the end, which I really enjoyed. But I will say, when you find out what's going on, I was just kind of like, okay. I mean, you do get a couple of twists, so that's nice. There isn't just like one thing. But yeah, when we find out what's up, I was just not as enthused about it as I would have hoped. What I also like about this is the kills. We get really good kills in here, and it doesn't hold back from like killing off characters, and that makes me very happy. So you know, that's a plus in my book. But yeah, still really enjoyed it. Like, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. That's what I'm gonna finish off with. Because really it was like 5 star, 5 star, 5 star in my brain up until 50%. I was still like, okay, 75%, I was like still 4.5 star, like still really high. But then after the end, I'm like, okay, 4 stars good, still really great, like an awesome slasher, so much fun. I think it's really good for the like spooky season intro from like summer to fall spooky season, and a really good fun camp slasher. So I liked it a lot. I liked our characters, and yeah, kills are great and super fast paced. So I definitely recommend it. And with the ending not being my favorite, I still think it was a really darn good book, especially for like a horror slasher. So fun. I also read by this author, I read Burn the Negative from them last year, and I really enjoyed that one a lot. So I'll keep my eye out on Josh Winning, and will most likely pick up his new releases because so far so good. I'm gonna close out the vlog here. I am super sweaty. Thanks so much for coming along with me on my little camping weekend and reading all these camp books. This was so fun. I love books just based around campsites. It screams summer, but it also screams spooky season at the same time, if that makes sense. It's like the perfect mix, and I love the visuals of the s'mores and campfire chats, and you know, just being outside in the open, and you don't really have shelter. I love that premise. Honestly, all the books I really enjoyed, and I definitely for sure recommend It Came From the Trees. Freaking loved it. Please pick it up. Such a quick, easy, spooky, fun read. And then yeah, I would pick up this one too. Heads Will Roll, super fun. And of course, if you're looking for just a cute, cozy juvenile series, I really like the Sinister Summer series. And if you have kids, like, I think that's perfect. You can read that with them and it would be so fun, and like you would enjoy it too. If you like bookish content, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a fun, spooky rest of your day.